On the late evening of April 12, 2026, at approximately 9:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Indianapolis police received a call from a distressed woman named Becca at a stereo nightclub who claimed that an unknown number was prank calling her in her deceased husband's voice, and told her that the nightclub she was at was going to collapse and claim many lives, including hers. Police saw this as a joke and hung up on the woman. Minutes later, the Asterio nightclub collapsed, killing 382 people, including the woman who made the phone call. On the late night of April 18th, 2026, at approximately 10:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 teenage boys hijacked a D train at Norwood 205 Street. MTA employees heard radars from the train and told the boys to get off the train and threatened to call the police. The boys then laughed and proceeded to turn off the radars. One of the boys, named Ernesto, reportedly received a call from an unknown number and told the rest of the friend group in a horrified manner that it was his dead mother warning him that the train was going to crash and that he shouldn't have gone on the train. Ernesto then hung up and told his friend group that they should stop the train at the following station at Grand Street. Minutes before the train arrived at Grand Street, the train fell off the tracks and killed 4 of the teenage boys, while one teen named Matthew survived in critical condition and described the events of the situation. No one believed Matthew and put him in a mental institution located at the Bronx Psychiatric Center. On the early morning of May 4th, 2026, at approximately 6:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, a 15-year-old male by the name of Blaine, who was at John F. Kennedy Airport located in Queens, New York, was called to the front by transportation security officers and was notified that a woman from an unknown number named Beth called to tell Blaine to not board the plane because something bad was going to happen. To the security officer's shock, Blaine replied that he had a mother named Beth who already passed away 2 years ago and said that it may have been a prank caller. Security officers disregarded the situation and let Blaine board the plane shortly before its departure. At 7:31 a.m. Central Time, the United Airlines plane that Blaine was in crashed into a field in Dallas, Texas, claiming the lives of all 329 passengers, including Blaine. On the early evening of May 12, 2026, at approximately 1:41 p.m. Central Time, a 17-year-old woman by the name of Raina was in school at Lane Tech College Prep High School located in Chicago, Illinois. The woman reported to the principal's office because she was distraught by something that had occurred during lunchtime. While she was studying for an AP environmental science test that she was going to take later that day, she reportedly received a call from an unknown number who was her dead father, telling her how much she misses her and urged her to leave the school because someone was going to come into the school and kill many people. Her father then hung up without saying anything more. The occurrence caused Raina to break down in tears. The principal of the school contacted Raina's mother so that she can pick her up from school early, while she had difficulty believing her. Raina said that she needed to leave before her mother could pick her up because she had a bad feeling that her father was right. Despite the principal's refusal, Raina exited the school, causing the alarms on the door to go off. Raina was spotted by the shooter and was shot dead by an AK-47 rifle, causing her to become the first victim. The shooter stormed into the school and claimed the lives of 86 students before killing himself before police arrived and became the deadliest school shooting in U.S. history. On the late morning of May 19, 2026, at approximately 11:27 a.m. British summertime, a viral 21-year-old TikToker went live at a water park in UK called Waterworld. During the live stream, the TikToker was at the top of a water slide and was about to go down the slide, and pointed out during the live stream that the slide was shifting in movement, which was concerning the TikToker. The TikToker noticed that they were getting a phone call from an unknown number and had to pause the live. Minutes later, the TikToker went back to the live and struggled to muster any words and said, quote unquote, "I don't know how, but my dead grandmother just called me telling me how much she misses me and that the water slide I'm trying to get on is going to collapse and I should get off or something bad will happen," then hung up. The TikToker then proceeded to attempt to squeeze through the crowd behind in an attempt to exit the water slide, but failed. The water slide, along with the stairs that led to it, collapsed, killing all 47 people, including the TikToker. Professionals are continuing to investigate the cause of the accident. On May 23, 2026, people all over the world report of receiving calls from their deceased loved ones telling them to quote-unquote join us, then dying from cardiac arrest. No one knows why this is happening, while professionals across the globe are gathering their efforts to find a solution to the phenomenon. On May 25, 2026, nations all over the world start to enforce phone bans of all kind to prevent the new global phenomenon named by scientists the last call phenomenon, which involves the fatality of an individual after receiving calls from the dead. On May 27, 2026, citizens of nations across the globe report of seeing their deceased relatives then dying in unusual ways, such as freak accidents, spontaneous combustion, heart attacks, and seizures, despite the new nationwide phone bans. On May 29, 2026, the United Nations has reported that the world population has dropped from 8.5 billion in the beginning of 2026 to a whopping 652 million as of May 29, 2026, due to the last call phenomenon. People all over the world attempted to rip off their eyes and ears to survive. The world begins to lose hope as professionals are unable to come up with a solution and people start seeking places of religious worship for guidance. On June 2, 2026, all 652 million people left on Earth began disappearing within a span of 5 days without a trace. No one knows why, as the only thing left on Earth is profound darkness, and the dead begin to rise from Earth's soil under the rule of something greater that has controlled mankind since the beginning of it all, with the hope of his mercy.